What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the show. I know I'm a little bit early, but you guys are just running the intro, and I thought, you know what? Let's just get everyone here and let's get talking. Let's get cracking. There's lots to break down, lots to talk about. A very different day. What a difference a day makes. The crypto market took a shit, but it's fine. All right, it's totally fine. We're going to talk about why it's fine, and we're going to get into exactly what to expect. Was this on the cards? Are we panicking? And obviously all those worms that were bearish are coming out going, oh, see, we told you the bears were out. Okay, boys, let's talk about it. So we're going to get into all of that, and we're going to absolutely break down what's going on in the market. Should we be panicking? Should we have sold everything? Should we have moved on? As well as I'm going to take you through BNB. So I'm sure many of you have seen right now the hottest new meme narrative, the DEX narrative, perp DEX narrative, whatever you want to call it, and cryptocurrency's new favorite key opinion leader, KOL in the house, CZ Binance. He's not joining me, by the way, if people are freaking out, but I do want to just talk about why and all of a sudden BNB seems to be going crazy and if there is more to come. So we're going to touch on that as well. As always, do me a favor, smash up the like button to a brand new all-time high. Don't forget to share out the live stream as well. If you are brand new here and you're here on YouTube, then hit that subscribe button. We talk about cryptocurrency every single day, as well as keeping you dialed into the market. If this is your first time here on TikTok, also don't forget, hit that follow button. Now, if you want to get access to our premium Discord, in which we talk about brand new coin launches, token alerts, trade setups, etc., 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 simply head on to the description, grab a channel membership, also subscribe here on TikTok. You get free access to our premium Discord server, of which you can basically talk to me as well. I don't know if that's actually worth anything, by the way, but some people think it is. Anyway, with that being said, let's get into the live stream, and we'll get into kind of everything that's been going on. So yeah, good news indeed. All right, welcome in, everybody. I see you guys in there. People are freaking out about a little dip. Oh, well, shit happens. Exactly, Tomato Pete. Exactly. What's going on, Cheese? So I think it's probably sensible just to kind of context a little bit as to where we are. I actually did post this out in the Telegram. You guys need to see this as well, TikTok. So, and then we're going to get into all the stuff going on with BNB. So important that we see kind of how this playing out. If you remember yesterday, we actually put this green box on the chart here. This was going to be our key area of potential revalidation, maybe even the kind of rejection of here. So if you remember, we were talking about this last night. And what you can see here is, yes, we wicked below, down to about 120,700. But what you can see right now is it is back within this range. So for me, this is like, okay, cool. We sort of know what's happened. We're sort of okay where we are. I think a close, ideally we want to close above this range, which would be around 122. 122,320 there, give or take. So if you said $122,400 is probably where we'd like to a daily close, then this would probably actually be just a normal dip in the market, as opposed to it being anything else, which I think there's definitely a narrative being spun that markets are over, everything's going to zero, you all should have sold, and everyone's missed out on the, insane bull market that's going to come. It's like, get out of here. Like, we've got more rate cuts coming. You've got more stuff going on. Like, people just need to not totally freak out. And that's exactly what we're seeing. Okay, so we saw the same back here. People totally freaked out, called the market was going to be going to zero. What happened? We printed about 11 days of just solid green uptrends, and people just got wrecked. So worthwhile just noting on here. Now, before we go into any more sort of news, and particularly there is one coin that seems to be completely outperforming the rest of the market, and I want to talk about this in our altcoin review, and particularly in our, I guess our token spotlight, highlight, whatever you want to call it, right? We're going to talk at that, and that's kind of the first point. Also, just for reference, by the way, I would say that I did my live stream last night. Obviously, we talked about World Elite Financial, we talked about Asta. That live stream actually went on to get a further 350 views so far after that. So this is definitely kind of a new narrative I want to explore a little bit. But tonight's live stream, I want to talk a little bit about BNB. Now, obviously, this is printing big time, and something we haven't really digested a lot, I think, on the channel. We've not really gone super deep into the ecosystem and equally what it is all about. But I thought it was worthwhile saying, well, what is actually going on? What should we be looking out for? And also, where could we go with this? And I think this is definitely something that I think is worth touching on, kind of going through. Okay, so we'll talk about the latest news, talk about what some price targets may be for BNB. Is it a good time to be buying or not? Etc, etc. Right, so if you're brand new here, like I said, smash the like button to brand new all time. Don't forget to tap the screen. Also, if you're on TikTok, keep tapping that screen, locking those likes, etc. So the reality is that the reason we are seeing this kind of craziness happen with BNB right now is this man here, crypto's final boss, CZ Binance. So obviously he can't particularly run a company, but he's sort of changed a little bit. And I don't necessarily mean he's going like super degen mode. And I did sort of laugh a little bit about this, but CZ is kind of pumping bags, and he did it and has been doing it with Asta. I still think there's probably a little bit more to that whole Asta thing. Go and check that live stream out. We digested it a little bit more yesterday, but he's certainly in a world right now where little tweets here, little tweets there. He is definitely a man in terms of really trying to push the BNB ecosystem, which I don't think is a bad thing, by the way. Particularly when you look at some of the mechanics that sit behind there. For example, the burn mechanism that sits on there, the fee rate, the transactional cost, etc. But CZ is definitely pushing a number of coins. We've seen a number of them today. Powell was one of them. PALU, I think it is. I actually saw that about a $7 million market cap and thought, no way, bro, this is going to happen. Boom, hit $100 million market cap today. The latest one, I think BSC, which is a meme Binance smart chain. I'll take a look. We've got a couple of meme coins on the BNB chain just to take a look at. Never financial advice, by the way, but I think it's worth some context on the back of it. So what is really going on in the layers below BNB, which I think is important. BNB chain now topping all blockchain in 24-hour fees. Now, again, this is a pretty big deal. You have to kind of think about it from the sentiment of Asta is obviously being put in there as well, but it's actually outperforming Solana and Hyperliquid. This is, in my opinion, where the rotation of a number of different capital is going. You'll see Solana rotate, and we'll see a massive, massive move on Solana, in my opinion, by the way. Equally, I think we'll probably see it back again on Ethereum, and that's kind of where we get in terms of wreckrabbit.com. Go and check it out. Trying to time that Ethereum pump, and I think that's probably going to come. But again, BNB now topping the entire chain. The most profitable chain by fees out there in the last 24 hours, right? That's a pretty big statement. And again, I think this is where you get to in terms of what CZ is trying to do. In terms of what is happening, you can see here that BNB is following a very similar pattern. Now, there's a couple of key things to think about when we sit to it. Tim, I don't doubt it for an absolute second. And Binance, we've touched on a number of times in terms of how that actually exchange works, that it is literally one of the premier places for liquidating long, shorts, and everything in between, right? Definitely, right? Definitely. But the reality is that the BNB chain is very much following a very similar pattern. First breakout gave 27%, second 29%, and the third one is playing out with a clear target of around $1,500, around 51%. You have to kind of double down on this sort of stuff when it comes to BNB, the fact that it does have a deflationary metric that sits on over it, right? Also, don't forget, the actual Binance exchange does burn BNB continually. The total burnt right now, year to date, whatever you want to call it, 271,667, around $354.5 million. So they do actually burn BNB, which is sort of where you get to a little bit as this sort of continuation, etc., needs to kind of continue to the upside. But BNB is going ham. And this is obviously therefore going to play out when you start looking into things on their DeFi network. Now, it's not all smoke and mirrors. There is actually some pretty bullish stuff going on over there. The fact of the matter is now that over 50% of it's moved, and analysts predicting BNB could rise a further 51%, targeting that 51% range as it surpasses XRP, which is pretty insane if you think about it. It's sort of come out of nowhere. I don't think people really assumed BNB was going to do it, but when you start looking at the total market capitalization of all cryptocurrencies out there, you now see a very different picture, albeit it's by one name, BNB, the number 3 coin. So you sort of then allow yourself this narrative that says, well, is there a motive behind pushing this higher? Well, of course there is. When BNB is sitting up there, Ethereum and BNB, logically it probably makes some sort of sense. $181 billion, over 6% up on the day as well. So what's important to reference though is you've got total supply and circulating supply, so it is out. It's not like something like XRP where we don't have the full amount out. But again, this should give you an element of confidence in this particular chain. Now, we'll talk about price targets in just a minute, but you can sort of see how some of the volume of this is going to go through as well. They also have an interesting Chainlink partnership, which I think is important. So we talked about this yesterday, obviously, with the whole Asta and World of Financial Markets. Now, once again, BNB Chain is partnering up with Chainlink. And this isn't new, by the way. This has been around for a while, but we know, and we've talked about Chainlink a number of times prior to, I guess, this bull market, this altcoin cycle coming to the end of the the end of October into Q4, which I think is going to be pretty important as we sort of walk through all of this. That we are definitely sort of getting into the thing. Man, BTC is on a bit of a rally right now, which is kind of great news. So again, this fact of the matter is that you're getting some real core tech that goes into it as well. And integrating directly into the BNB chain should give, once again, some real confidence as to exactly where BNB is going to go. And this sort of narrative that's pushing it at the minute is important. The Chainlink Oracle
now becomes even more value than ever, expanding real-world use cases, attracting institutional interest. And we can follow this up, by the way, with this statement here, which is CEA Industries disclosing now over 480,000 BNB corporate treasury as the Binance Link token surges. So once again, this is going to start to play out, I think, over the course of this week and next. You're going to see loads of companies come out in terms of treasuries and why they're getting involved in BNB. And you think about it, it probably makes sense. Biggest exchange in the world, some of the biggest volume in the world, therefore now linking into the biggest treasuries, etc., etc., etc. Okay, so I think this is going to sort of start to play out a little bit more than I think people, and including myself actually, are probably expecting. I definitely didn't think that we would sort of get this craziness on BNB out of nowhere. And it kind of has come out of nowhere, really. And I think it's probably worth thinking about where it goes in. It also is listed on a number of different altcoins and altcoin trends, which I think is important. But when you sort of look at the chart right now, this is absolutely being pushed like you wouldn't believe. Now, you could also see it in this sentiment where we start to track some of the wallets, particularly when you look at, say, something like Binance, okay? And we can track this and we can understand exactly what's going on when we start to look at the movement of, when we start to see the movement into something like Binance, for example. So here's the Binance wallet. This is the main Binance wallet that we have that, again, is tracking kind of coins in and coins out. And again, you can see just in terms of some of these movements and equally what some of these sizes are, that you can sort of agree with what Tim was saying, which is, there's an element of, let's call it misguided practice. Let's call it that, right? Trying not to get ourselves like shut down or anything weird like that. But where BNB is deliberately been restricted in terms of some supply, it's deliberately been restricted in terms of movement. We're obviously seeing way more purchasing power in terms of some of these kind of Ethereum moves and some of these kind of Bitcoin moves, etc., etc., etc. We've touched on this a number of times, okay? But like I said, worthwhile noting as we kind of walk through. You can see in terms of BNB, by the way, they are accumulating more and more in terms of the Binance Exchange, all right? Which is, again, worth noting as this kind of follows through as well. The other reason that we're seeing this massive drive on BNB is here, and this is the DeFi market. And the DeFi market right now is exploding when it comes to BNB. I'm not saying for a second this is going to drive the whole sentiment. What it should tell us, though, is that the market is hungry for DeFi. You only have to look at Pancake swap volume in the last 24 hours and you can see it's surging against Uniswap. But equally, loads of the new coins that are coming out, loads of the top performing coins that are coming out, you guessed it, are all on BNB right now. And there's been some pretty big coins launched pretty recently. And equally, lots of people now are talking about some of these other coins that are going crazy. The caveat to this, by the way, is please be mindful. Everyone's launching all sorts of crap at the minute, and all sorts of nonsense is coming out. Binance Superchain feels like the new one they're all talking about. You also got this one, which, again, absolutely skyrocketed on the back of a CZ tweet. So right now, CZ's become one of the biggest KOLs, like we said right at the very start of this. This was hovering around a $7 million market cap. CZ tweets it out, kaboom, hits a $100 million market cap and is holding at this sort of range on 78 million. So Binance is definitely a place right now where you can grab hold of some bargains, while at the same time, the core token of this is consistently being depleted through that burn mechanism that we touched on again as it continues to move down. So you get this world where the more volume goes up, the more DEX volume goes up, the more people are buying it, the more people are trading it. It is only deflating the coin. And I think then you sort of double down on the fact that we're seeing Binance start to mess around, accumulating BNB, etc., etc., etc. And I realize I've said etc., etc., etc. about 10 times, by the way, that it all starts to get pretty interesting indeed, all right? And again, when you start to look at this, this is kind of what I want to show you guys. This is withdrawal wallets for BNB. Just look at some of this money that's coming out, 15 million, 15 million. So again, look at this morning. So you take this 4 or 5 hours ago on BNB, go on 4 or 5 hours ago on BNB. What did you get? Well, these are where we get the massive move down. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we go. So we wicked up, boom, all the way down. What do you see in terms of the Binance wallets? You see exactly that. Okay, so you see Binance messing around with BNB, moving that structure around, moving that kind of around. So again, important to kind of think about where all this is going to go. But where do we therefore get in price predictions? Is this something we should be looking at? Should we be getting into BNB right now? Or should we be sat tight and see what happens? All right, that's the question, isn't it? Well, like we said, BNB is going absolutely ham right now. It is obviously breaking brand new all-time highs and continuing to move to the upside. But like we said, where could we see this go?
The reality is you have to kind of go all the way back to the original move, and then you kind of work it based on the trend-based Fibonacci on the weekly candles. As you can see right now, we're at a key level on the Fibonacci at 1 million, Jesus Christ, 1,269 is at the 1618 Fibonacci based on this cycle move. So remember what we talk about, golden ratio, 2618, 3618, where does that take us to? Well, 3618 takes us to around 2,602 top end. If you were like super mega absolutely off your head, you're talking 3K plus. Where would I sit my prediction right now? If someone was to say, but you need to decide where you think BNB is going to get to, you're going to be in this ratio in the short terms. This is my prediction by the end of Q4, by the end of this year, 2025, probably aligned to a bull market cycle top. Now, I heard something today, by the way, I'm going to talk about it in a minute, but I heard someone talk about a 2027 bull market cycle top. Holy shit. We'll talk about that later. But anyway, if you were saying short-term price predictions, potentially 2618, and the 3618 puts you in a range of between $2,000 and $2,700 for BNB based on that previous move. Now, it could go way higher than that. I think that would be my initial short-term price target. You could argue and say, well, actually, 2-bit, I think you are, excuse me, I didn't mean to do that. I think you are absolutely full of nonsense, and I think that we could see this go way higher. And I'd say, okay, well, that's fine. How much higher do you think it would need to go? If you base it on the current move, which is this continuation pattern right now, where do we get to? Potentially the 3618's at 4,364. If you get super crazy bullish, you end up at $5,000. So, yeah, BNB, though, I think definitely one to watch. It's definitely a coin. I, just for the record, by the way, own BNB. I don't know a lot of it, though. I can't remember why I bought it. I think I bought some meme coin, and it was a BNB meme coin. I think it did all right, and I just never converted the BNB back. So good news, I actually have a little bit of BNB, which is kind of good. But I think that kind of gives us a little bit as to, Ollie, what's going on, buddy? I think that gives you a little bit of an insight as to where BNB could go, why people are so crazy bullish on it right now, and then more importantly, what do we think could come further for that. So, Davo's in the building. What's going on? That should give you a little bit of a summary as to where BNB is. Remember, join the Discord and let me know what you want to talk about in terms of coins tomorrow. A couple of great suggestions, by the way, in the Discord today, so thank you for that. I couldn't avoid BNB given the move we've had in the market and what this setup potentially looks like. If you are looking to trade any of these options, my opinion right now, BNB is not your call. I would absolutely wait and see what happens. You're going to get the opportunity for a retracement. Spot buying, you could maybe DCA, but again, feels way out of kilter. The bigger question, which we're going to discuss in a minute, is what is going on with the market and where is the market going to go? Perfect. Right. If you're just joining, by the way, and you want to get a full breakdown as to what's going on with BNB, head back to the start of the live stream where I talk about everything going on with it and give you my opinion on what is happening with BNB. Right, let's talk about the overall crypto market and what is going on right now. Do me a favor though, first, if you haven't already, hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. If you're brand new here on TikTok and it's your first time, do hit that follow button as well. Talk about cryptocurrency every single day, keeping you guys very much dialed in and very much on point. I apologize, obviously, TikTok, I can't see the screen when you guys are looking at the other screen. So let's just say hello to a couple of people. Casey, what's going on? Matt, welcome. Thanks for the likes. Appreciate it as always. Raj, Connor's in the building. Dex Tools, yeah. Good. Don't know what it means, but anyway, good to see you. Welcome in. Lots of people tuning in, lots of people jumping in. What's going on, everybody? Welcome. Good. We will be in the next bull market in 2027 and it will be left to translate. I mean, maybe. Even if this does pump, we not sell anything. Mate, you got to sell everything. Morning all. Going back to the beginning of the vid to catch up. Andy, baby, what's going on, buddy? Welcome in. Curtis, good to see you as always. 2027, what is it? Tom Lee 2-bit. It was Lark Davis, much to Holmes' disappointment. But I only caught it, and I want to go into it before I get really deep into a 2027 market cycle top. Oh, what's going on? Who are people just keep making these numbers up? Anyway. So let's talk about what's going on in the overall market. Let's try and just, settle some nerves. Like I said, we got like 70 odd people in here right now. So do me a favor, smash up the like button. If you could, only 27 people have hit the like button. And we've got like 35 people here on TikTok as well. So welcome in and thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. Yeah, good news. Good news. If beta season comes, you'll be buying snack. I mean, Stardog, I'm rooting for you, by the way. I'm rooting for you. I love it. So If I was to say to you guys today, the market's obviously taken a pretty heavy correction. If you argue, we retested again this upper range early hours of this morning. We've then wicked all the way down. You can look at it here in the 4-hour chart, which starts to play a very interesting picture out in the 4-hour chart. Again, I'm not saying in any way, shape or form I am a TA guru, but holy shit, that's pretty accurate. If I was to say to you guys, why is the crypto market dumping today? What would your answer be? That is what I'm curious, because if you can't answer it, that should give you some confidence. And I know that feels like it doesn't make any sense, but I want you to let me know why the crypto market. Let me know why do you think the crypto market is dumping? Yeah, the hourly chart is green up. Yeah, the 4-hour chart looks pretty interesting. See, this is the problem, right? This is the problem, though. This is the problem, right? Look at this. I was going to say so. Oh man, this is the problem though, because you guys are meant to go, oh, I don't really know why the market's dumping 2-bit. I don't know why it's dumping. Then I can come in and be like, guys, let me just lay all my educational content on you guys. Whereas you guys know what's up. Like, you guys know what's up. Holy shit. Market makers, Binance, liquidation, leverage, simple. You see, you guys are fucking dialed in, liquidating the longs. Man, so many people who are brand new to cryptocurrency need to be in this community and they need to be in it quick. You guys are way too sharp. Never take your eyes off crypto, you know, Fairground. Way too sharp. You're absolutely right. I'm not patronizing, by the way. That was actually, I was actually telling you guys that you guys were fucking absolutely on it. If I was patronizing, I'd be like, oh, well done. You listen. That's patronizing, isn't it? So, the fact of the matter is that, yeah, this is just a market manipulation event. This is Binance and all the top tier cryptocurrency exchanges making their money. You're not going to tell me right now, that all of a sudden Bitcoin breaks above a brand new all-time high. We print significantly high up. Volume comes in, capital flows in. Everyone's suddenly getting bullish. Genius Act apparently is coming in the next 4 weeks. And what? All of a sudden the market takes a giant shit in the last like 24 hours? No way. And you can go and scour crypto Twitter. And what do you get? You get a decisive poll. You get the people that tweet the picture of the broken desk saying crypto's a scam and I'm getting out. You get the people that say, oh, told you, the markets are, going to zero. Everyone's just got it. All the bulls got wrecked. All the bulls got wrecked. This is always going to play out. Yada, yada, yada. Okay, not true. Right? Simply not true. It is having a cool off. It's having a rewipe, however you want to call it. But yeah, this is absolutely pure bull market moves. Wreck the longs, wreck the shorts. I mean, I even saw a tweet today and it went, this market's a scam. It's taken us 6 days to get to an all-time high, which is then gone in 4 hours. You're like, okay, that should tell you that this doesn't make any sense. And if it doesn't make any sense, it doesn't make any sense. This doesn't make any sense here. This massive 4-hour wick down, perfectly hitting this line that we've talked about. Likewise hitting the 50-day EMA down here, which is the blue line. You got to stress it. I'm not stressing it. It is exactly what it is. I have no idea what's happening. Oh, but Jordan, that's fine, because there isn't anything happening other than, people are taking, a little bit of profit taken here. This is fine. And then these are the longs that get liquidated. This is the point. People go, oh, here we go. 123. Market's going to push back up. Happy days. A little bit of push back up. Boom. Enjoy that. That's kind of what happens. And the fact that you can see it across the rest of the market tells you and paints you an exact picture of exactly what's happening. When you then flip down to the bottom end and you go, well, okay, the FTSE's rallying. Copper's rallying, the Russell's up, the Nasdaq's up, gold's up, the S&P 500's down a little bit. All right, that doesn't make any sense. And you then double down on the fact that all of the treasury yields are down as well, right? All of the treasury yields are down as well. 30-year treasury down 0.5%, 10-year treasury down 0.7%. These are all very good indicators that the bullish markets are going to go, right? These are indicators that we need to be aware of. Basically, when we've got treasury yields coming down, this is good news. Not today, though. Treasury yields going down. Well, the market's dumping. No. None of this makes any sense. And I think this sometimes is where the brave, well, the brave's probably not the right word, actually. This is where the FOMO sets in, or the panic selling happens. So many people will have exited positions. So many people will follow people they shouldn't do. So many people will, unfortunately, make bad plays based upon very select data that they get from the one source that they should. And that's just kind of how things happen. So, again, if you look at charts, you understand charts, or simply just have a little bit, for example, and again, I am not shilling my own tier here, but you can't tell me that that's fluke. I don't care what you say. You guys might go, I mean, TikTok, I don't know if you can see this, by the way. We literally put this on here yesterday. That's not fluke. That is exactly human nature trading these markets, right?
Simple as that. The fact that, yes, we wick down, touch the 50-day EMA, but the buying pressure comes back in to the bottom of this, key area which we're talking about. The next test, like we said right at the very start of the stream, a break above 122,400 then confirms to me that actually this is a pretty fine move, and this is just part of the bull market dump. No one really panicked here. No one really kind of freaked out that we actually went from this top wick of 125,700 and we came right down to retest this. That was a 2.7% move. That move was actually bigger and more costly than the move we've seen. Might not feel like it. The reality is that that is simply the case. So again, people just totally freaking out for no reason whatsoever. And then, like I said, we talked about Binance. I'm not going to get too much into it, but you can just go and track exactly what's going on with these wallets. You can track it in terms of any of them: Wintermute, Pantera Capital, Galaxy Digital, all those top liquidity providers. You can sort of see it on the back of it. But the question has to be then, what's going to come next? So if the market's freaking out, does this mean retail panics? Do we end up just getting loads of stuff selling off? Or is this just a cool off before we start to move? The reality is there isn't really a lot to push the markets up further. This is going to be whether institutional buying comes in or not. So then you say, well, did institutional buying come in too bit? Well, what is historically proven to be true? Whenever we see massive dips in the market, what happens? ETF volume comes in like crazy people. We see Bitcoin ETFs buy more than we've ever seen them buy before. We also talked about this yesterday in terms of the potential of a pretty epic week. Look at this yesterday, $1.19 billion. We said exactly that could play out. Look at what's happening today. We see a very similar story with BlackRock once again buying over 7,500 Bitcoin. So you would argue right now that this probably is going to be a fairly decent day in terms of inflows. Remember, this is consumer demand as opposed to it being specifically the exchange or the ETF wanting to just buy for the laugh. This is actually customer demand. Should be the number you're looking at. 21,336. 21,336 Bitcoin is the demand for the IBIT customer shares. I just buy a token after 2-bit sells. I know then I'm on to win it. I think it's a pretty good strategy, actually. I'm not going to lie. I actually think it's a pretty good strategy. So, again, understand exactly why this is important, and then understand, look at this flow that's coming in right now on these ETFs. They are absolutely skyrocketing, and we said that this will continue, I think, this week, alongside potential treasury companies listing a few more bits and pieces. So you've also got some pretty interesting stuff going on here. This is obviously playing out a little bit as we talked about, which is the government shutdown is still not a good news story. Why is the government shutdown not a good news story? Well, simply because there is then concern that data isn't going to play how we need. Remember, we got the FOMC in about 3 weeks. It's like 27th or something. I can't remember exactly when it is. You've also got loads of key data signs coming through over the course of the next couple of weeks that people are hoping they're going to see, and then when we might not get it. All right. I didn't catch the Bostic speech. I don't know if anyone did, by the way, but I was busy with work. And I didn't catch the Stephen Mirren, other than I know that he talked once again about 50 basis points, and we should be getting that. If you look at the basis now on the Fed rate cut predictor, it's now 96% or something like that. So you can definitely argue that we're going to see further rate cuts. The fact is, though, you've got a couple now really starting to say, I think we should see this a little bit further. We're not going to see a lot in terms of tomorrow, other than we get a couple of it. We do get the FOMC minutes that come out tomorrow. So again, that's worthwhile talking about if this all then plays through. And again, the whole government shutdown thing just continues to sort of cause some problems. Where this may start to play a little bit out further will be things like next week, Wednesday, when we start to get CPI, which is going to be a core indicator as to where the markets are, certainly where the Fed is going to position themselves. So worthwhile thinking about this. This will not play favorably, albeit from just a basic sentiment, Bitcoin should favor government shutdowns. Why? People understand a hedge against traditional fiat currency. It's not going to be a big number, but it certainly is going to be a more positive view. It is worth keeping an eye on this, though, and exactly what it looks like. The last time I bought crypto from my bank account was 2023. Only swapped at some XLM and SHX since then, just sitting back and seeing what happens. It's probably not a bad shout. Holmes says, slightly hawkish talks, no big, didn't change the rate cut odds. Is that what it was? Okay, fine. Yeah, I wasn't sure what Bostic. Fairness, Bostic to be slightly hawkish is not a bad thing, actually. Not a bad thing. I mean, he talked the previous Fed cut of they shouldn't have done it. So, good years ago, I saw an interview with a creator and he probably can't. Good. No doubt what's going on, buddy. Welcome in. Daniel's in the building. Billy G's here as well. Welcome, everybody. Tuning in on TikTok. Thanks so much, everybody. So again, we'll see. I think
I didn't see Stephen Mirren's one. Holmes, I don't know if you caught that one. I didn't see that one, in fairness, either. But like I said, I know that he talked probably the opposite to Bostic, really. He was probably a bit more bullish. Ondo Finance acquiring Oasis Pro, by the way. This is good news. Expanding tokenized securities offering. This starting to build out RWA. If you didn't catch my Bitcoin update video earlier on that talks specifically about RWA and what this is going to play out as, then you may want to go and check it out. We dropped them. By the way, if anyone's not sure, by the way, my daily update videos go out at about 11:45 UK time. That's normally like a Bitcoin market update video. And then my XRP video drops about 4 p.m. Usually. So if you are interested in catching both those, make sure your notification bell is turned to all. That way you're notified when those videos go live. You don't want to miss them, all right? Definitely worthwhile looking at. But yeah, the deal complete this month gives Ondo Finance access to an SEC registered broker-dealer, ATS, and transfer agent designations. Once again, I think Ondo Finance, we talked about this as an altcoin, I think is undervalued. I definitely think you need to be looking at this one. This is not financial advice. I'm not telling you to go and buy it, but it's giving me the same sort of vibes that Ripple did before Ripple exploded. They're positioning themselves in terms of what they need to get, who they need to be partnered with, and where they can then position themselves for further moves into the upside of the market. So I think it's worthwhile definitely taking a look at what is going on with that project. I could see Ondo pop to $2 without even trying very, very quickly, by the way. Very quickly, actually. So probably worthwhile just keeping your eyes on it. And yeah, as altcoins go, I wouldn't sleep on Ondo Finance. Certainly not at all. And then, like I said, some other altcoins that people are talking about right now, these are where developers are focusing, and equally where the developer commit numbers are listed. So how many people are developing on that chain specifically for the chain? Ethereum obviously top. Interesting one, and I think it's only me and Stardog that get into this poll, but Cardano, one of the second biggest chains for overall weekly builders on GitHub. I mean, look, I'm not saying anything. I'm not a Cardano maxi as well, but I think it's hilarious. The second biggest build for the week was on Cardano. Hedera, Flow, ICP, which I know a lot of you guys have asked about, that I've always kind of sort of not really got anywhere near, to be honest, but ICP actually has a lot of shit going on over there. Chain that we touched on as well. Kerry, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Welcome in. Stellar Lumens, definitely want to keep an eye out. This is a good one as well. The number 10 coin for last week, Avalanche. Worth working out. Craig, I don't know if you're here. One for you. Decentraland. A lot of people building on Decentraland. And XRP, I thought was a surprise there at 46 as well. So, you know, when you're starting to look behind the curtains, some of this stuff is very much playing out. Yeah, very much playing out. Man, BTC is having a nice little mover and groover. Again, you know, I mean, some people may say, oh, 2-bit because it's your live. That's why the crypto market's recovering. I'd say, well, that's exactly what it is. I don't own any Litecoin. Is it worth getting? No. I don't know. I mean, it's not, is it? It's not, if we're dead honest. If we're not. So, yeah, it is what it is. Craig, Tim, I actually sent Holmes this message. So I did sell. There was what did it say, Holmes? It was like an hour transactional wait time for it to process. It's a yeah, exactly. It's exactly that. So, yeah, as soon as it's through, I'll tell you, mate. But I haven't bought anything with it yet. But yeah, just honestly, like, it's just a ridiculous. So, yeah. Yeah. Honestly, no one tell you know who. Anyway, sorry, Mike, I just got the end of that. Was that about Decentraland? Yeah, they've got loads of builders going over there. Loads of people are building on there. I know you asked about that previously before. So, yeah, good news anyway. But yeah, Bitcoin is rallying a little bit. There is some breaking news coming right now, by the way, guys. Breaking news. Let's bring this breaking news up right now. Just flashed up on my phone. So we're going to bring this up right now. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. It's not going to set you, you know, it's not going to let you go super, super crazy. But we now have another filing with 3x leveraged ETFs. The batch from Granite Shares includes Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and XRP. This should give you, once again, confidence that, you know, the reality is this market right now is testing a number of people. It's deliberately been, you know, I don't want to use the word manipulated because it doesn't feel like the right word to use, but I think you get my point. That it's all a little bit of a scam. All right, let's just call it that. Where did you put a video, Obi Joe? Where is it? Is it meant to have sound on it or something? Are you watching me on like half speed or something? Massive weirdo. Anyway, breaking news is overrated. I knew you wouldn't like it, Tomato Pete. I'm sorry. I said it wasn't going to set your worlds on fire. I used ICP for it last year, minted some coins over there, still hold them in their wallet, but it's very geeky. Yeah, I've said that all along, actually. I always thought ICP was a little bit geeky out there. Welcome in, everybody, by the way, on TikTok. Appreciate you guys. Like, we're nearly at 70 people. I'm bullish on everybody. Come in, take a seat. If you got any questions, by the way, in the crypto market, let me know. Don't forget, hit the follow button. I'd appreciate it as well. If the US government shuts down for 7 days, does that mean the ETF decision date delayed by 7 days? It just means everything's delayed. I don't necessarily think there's a time for it. It just ends up, everything just gets delayed. So 18th of October is the first, I believe. So again, we'll have to wait and see. It makes you sound, yeah, I know. I imagine it probably does. I mean, I don't need a lot of help for that, in fairness. Gianluca. What's going on, man? For a quick short term, which is better, AVAX or SUI? Good question. SUI, probably. Not financial advice. It's not financial advice, by the way. Andy Baby says, I get married on the 18th of October. Well, give her a wedding present of an ETF. There you go. Imagine that. Generic listing should help the ETFs. Yeah, I think I actually talked about this in my XRP video. And the question is, do you think the SEC knew this was coming? That's a pretty crazy question, isn't it? The SEC pushed this legislation through to allow them to speed ETFs through. We know that Paul Atkins is like super bullish on Bitcoin. I'm not even lying. Like, he's like crazy bullish on Bitcoin right now. And he's never been, allegedly, never been wrong in calling market cycle tops as well. Just saying. So, you know, maybe they knew it was coming. And that's why they pushed it through to allow them that when the government opens back up again, which I think they had another vote on it last night. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't go through. Maybe they knew it was coming. Maybe it was a ruse all along, and they actually are now in a place where they want to get these ETFs through, and we'll just get government opens back up. All of a sudden, everyone's goes super crazy again. Markets absolutely skyrocket. Yada yada yada. That kind of thing, isn't it? We'll see. Man, lots of people jumping in on TikTok. Welcome in, everybody. Appreciate you guys. Nearly 70 bullish people in here right now. But yeah, welcome in. Don't forget, if you could just tap the follow button, that would be good news. Would absolutely massively appreciate you guys doing that. That'd be great. Okay, good. If you got any questions, by the way, any thoughts, any opinions, you want us to take a look at a coin, I'm more than happy to do that. Just let me know in the chat. And yeah, hopefully we can kind of get into everything and get into what's going on. But I think it's very interesting that Bitcoin is playing out like this. I mean, you would argue we're probably going to see a close. We're like $150 away from closing above this green line, which invalidates any bearish sentiment, in my opinion, and basically puts us at a small correction in the market of under 2%, which, you know, not really anything to write home about, is it? In my opinion, which is good news. Whoa. It's all planned BlackRock will sneak in. I mean, they could do. I mean, they are anyway. XPL. XPL is, I mean, it's doing $7 million on what the? See, this is the thing. Like, the Binance chain's going crazy. I mean, it looks awful, by the way. And look, I'm not going to absolutely hold any punches back here, by the way. Looks terrible. I mean, it's doing 7 million in volume. That's going to be the most. Yeah, that's awful, by the way. It's like super manipulated. Yeah, wouldn't touch that with a barge pull. Would not touch that with a Bajaj pull. Man, XCL back up to 6 milli, by the way. Interesting. I mean, it still looks terrible, but back up to 6 milli. Interesting. That coin I talked about right at the very start of the show, that's up to 8.5 milli. Is this going to be the next big runner? Is this going to be the next big sender? Hey, big sender. Boop, 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 up. Maybe. I have yet to hear your personal price prediction on XRP. Others have you yet to share yours? I've shared mine nearly every single live stream that people ask. So my bearish case, the lowest price I think XRP hits, which would be low adoption, market cycle ends in the next 4 weeks,
and everyone hates XRP in the end, is between $6.50 and $8. That would be my prediction. So I think XRP could do like another 50%. Base case, where I think it's going to go, I guess my base prediction would be between 8 and 10. And then my bullish case is like super adoption, ETF flows of like $3 billion in the first couple of weeks. I expect anything between $12.50 and $15. That's my predictions. That's my predictions anyway. I really hope XCN runs again. It's not just looking good for it. Oh, House, what's going on, Pad? Welcome in. I mean, XCL, I think XCL's got to deliver on this Forks formula thing. And then I think maybe it might be okay. But Ben Lum's in the building. What's going on, Ben? Good to see you, man. I really, can you look at XA3NA? Is that actually a thing? I feel like I need to open that on a separate window so I can check it, Obi Joe. No dramas, mate? What? No one? Absolutely not. You're not going to get me predicting like a $1,000 XRP. It's insane. Like I've said that a number of times. It's like these people that go, I mean, I saw a video the other day. It was just the title. And it said XRP can hit $22,500 overnight. And you're like, how does that video not get removed? And my video that says get rich in Q4 gets removed. How is that possible? Someone could put a video out going, XRP could hit $22,500 overnight. No, it can't. No, it can't. There isn't a dimension in the universe that can happen in. Like, could people get rich in Q4? Yes. Like, it's just bizarre. Anyway. What am I looking for again? XAN3NA. What the flipping... That's not even a thing, by the way. What the hell, Obi Joe? Do you think Excella will be anything next year? I think it's very difficult for a new project to survive a year in this market. And I'd argue a project that's done that is even more difficult to sustain over the course of a year. Now, maybe it just grinds up. It's a pretty, again, though, I'm not saying, I don't know the ins and outs of it, but the problem when you have 100% circulating supply is that, and people can get in at a super cheap price, you end up with this, which means that people just dump it, then people panic, and then they dump it even more. I'm down like 6K on XCN. It's driving me crazy. It's pulling back even further than the last pump. XCN. Where have we got it? Down here somewhere. XCM. Let's have a look. So I don't know too much about the actual ecosystem itself. Where do we think it goes to? That is the challenge. And if you go to like the previous move, it's pretty painful. It's pretty painful if you ask me on XCN. You're gonna need to see this kind of move a little bit. Kind of doesn't feel like it's sort of going to do anything really. This unfortunately feels like it's going to go down. I'd need to see what's going on with the ecosystem, but this is bearish. I'd argue this is pretty bearish right now. It doesn't mean that it can't do something. I just don't know what it's doing. Yeah. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, by the way, but it's bearish in terms of the indicators that we have down here as well. So I don't know what it could do. I'd have to understand the ecosystem a little bit more, and I don't, unfortunately, but technicals feel a bit painful. I did talk about Zcash, by the way. I don't know if you guys talked about. I actually talked about this exact price range, 127.98. I don't know if you talked about. I don't know if you got that, but yeah, BNB pretty bullish. Yeah, I talked about it the whole start of the show, Jesse. But yeah, I actually talked about this coming to this range exactly. Zcash. Maybe it goes a little bit further. I don't know. Casper is. Casper's holding up in a pretty challenging, market right now, but I probably still stand confident at the minute with my decision, which is I sold my Casper bag. I'm cool with what I made on it. I think there's way more potential upside. If you take some of these that have dipped today, World Limit Financial at 18.56, I think a good buy based on what they've got. I think Ondo under $1 is probably a better option. And I think, look, am I disappointed with Casper? Probably a little bit. I think right now it's hard to rely on. It's hard to rely on just transactional like superiority because I don't think people care. That's the problem. So I think
you could say, well, yeah, we can do 1 million transactions a second. Okay. Well, I don't care that you can do 1 million transactions a second. I'm happy with I will never need you to do 1 million transactions a second. Never need you to do that. I don't know anything that's ever going to need to do 1 million transactions a second. So if you don't have anything that builds on the back of it, and there was all the talk of the energy sector and loads of DeFi stuff going over there and sort of this link into Solana, etc., etc., etc. It sort of isn't really coming to the forefront of doing anything. That's the reality of it. So again, I may be wrong, but I'd argue you may even get a benefit out of Sui versus Casper. It's just my opinion. I'm not telling everyone to go and sell their bags, but that's kind of what I did. Will you please look at World Limit Financial? Yeah, I did a full like half an hour on it yesterday on my live stream talking about it. Took a massive dump today. Don't really know why. I think I saw something about Binance selling loads of World Limit Financials. Surprise. It actually is on the lower end of the support line that broke. So in my opinion, it's just my opinion, by the way, I actually think World Limit Financial is probably in a buy zone. I may actually rotate a little bit of my capital out of Casper into World Limit Financial. Why? Because I'm DCAing on a position. So it's like, okay, cool. Maybe giving that an option. I think, I think maybe that does something. Equally, by the way, I think there's some other absolute steals out there. I mean, look at AVAX down 7% today, which could be a good one. XRP at 287 could sort of throw it here. Sweatcoin. I mean, I don't think I'll be buying Sweatcoin Fairground, but I know you're an avid holder of Sweatcoin. I have 1,000 Lunk and 1,000 Casper and Casper, 1,000 Casper too many. Oh man. Yeah. I wondered where Jesse's been. You're on vacation. Someone came in and I don't know if you noticed, Jesse, but on the Discord, we have if you go into the verify user channel, I've left it deliberately in there, and I go in there and see if people have actually either A, contributed, or B, that's where you can see if they changed their name. Someone changed their name to 2-Bit Crypto the other day, and you're like, oh my God. It's actually kind of hilarious because you can see people that are in there just for being in their sake, and then whether they are actually going to be legit or not. It's actually quite a good way of verifying people, I think, by the way. So yeah, I like it anyway. But yeah, someone did actually come in with your name on the other day, and I was like, yep, see you later. How do you feel about XLM? Lots of stuff's going on right now with XLM. You would be wise to keep your eyes on it. I'm not saying go buy it, but yeah, we talked about it quite a bit. Not recently, actually. Maybe that's one we need to sort of cover off, but where is it? There. 38.70, currently retesting the 50-day EMA. That chart, I mean, it's a little bit bearish, you'd argue, but I don't think it's anything different to XRP right now, but it is, you know, that, I mean, I don't know if you want to see this, by the way, that is sort of playing out pretty interestingly overall, isn't it? Oh, I didn't mean to put it there. You know, it's starting to play out pretty interesting. That XLM chart is currently on a breakout. Again, we've talked about this pattern so many times. The break currently on the retest. If the market bounces tomorrow and we get a push, then you could see XLM do that, which is a very obvious and very structured pattern that generally plays out. So, yeah, I think XLM's looking in I think it's looking in great shape, actually. Looking in great shape. So, yeah. Chinese Pepe. Chins Pepe. What? Chins Pepe. Chins? Is that some sort of joke? Chins. I don't know. What about Pi Network? Man, we talked about that the other day. My view on Pi Network is if you can get something out of it for free, congratulations. Is it going to change the world? No. No, I don't think so. What can you see HBAR doing in this bull run? We talked about, yeah, we broke HBAR down. If you are interested, by the way, head on over to my YouTube channel. It is super easy to find. Head on over to youtube.com/2bit crypto. That's going to take you directly into my YouTube channel. And there is some exciting stuff over here. What you need to do is go and find this playlist here, which talks about all the coins I think are worthwhile having 1,000 on. One in there is, guess what? HBAR. So you can go and talk about it. It's, man, where is it? It's back here somewhere. H-bar, there we are. Over 18,000 people have watched that price prediction on H-bar. But if you don't want to watch that, then tough. I'm not telling you my price prediction. No, I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding. I think we talked about this as a potential pretty like strong mover. 1618 at what, 36, maybe even 50 cents. I think we talked about $1, haven't we? Comfortably, I think, on H-bar. Forex from where it is, maybe a little bit more. If you went super, super, super crazy bull cycle, 2026 close, then you could argue maybe 125, 135. So yeah, potentially. Mr. Gala coin could reach $1 question mark. Mr. Gala coin. What the fuck is that? Where are you finding these stuff? Mr. Gala coin? Or do you mean just Gala coin? I don't even know what Mr. Gala coin is. These sound like crazy names. Thank you very much. I watched the movie. Mate, hey, thank you very much. Don't forget that subscribe button. If you want to get access, by the way, to our Discord where we talk about trade setups, all the latest coins, brand new token launches, grab a channel membership. It's going to cost you about $8 a month. Definitely worth it. You make that back in one call, not financial advice. And you don't have to, by the way. We live stream every single day here, by the way. But if you are interested in doing that, then by all means do it. Also, if you want to grab a subscription here on YouTube and TikTok as well, you can. Calamari, what's going on, buddy? Welcome in. Yeah. I bet the Chinese Pepe is pumping. Why? What was it called? I can't remember what it was called. It wasn't called Chinese Pepe, was it? It was called Pepe. That's the only one I knew. And it's only at 1%. That's the kind of Chinese Pepe I knew. What's your prediction for XRP by the end of this year? I mean, I would like to see it in double figures by the end of this year. I'm still in a bull market cycle. Top finishes in 2025, by the way. So I guess technically I'd want to see between 11 and 15 bucks for XRP by the end of the year. Do we get it? Pumptober just started 45 minutes ago. What the hell is Pumptober? Not financial advice, but give us 5 coins. You'd expect a 5x from today's prices in this bull run. It's not financial advice. So I actually did a video about this. If you want to go and check that video out, again, you can come over here. You click on videos. And you can see Get Rich in October. These were top altcoins to, do the business in October. I don't think my list has changed. I think my list is pretty much confident as to where we are. The only thing I think you've got some better opportunities right now. So these are some of the coins I thought would do very, very well in the month of October. Stellar Lumens, Avalanche, World Limit Financial, Aster, Ondo, and Flare Network were all the ones I thought were going to be good. Now, I do actually have a new video coming out, which is going to be the micro cap. I say micro cap. They're like low cap. So anything under, sort of $5 million that I think could be good news. So look out for that. I think that drops tomorrow or the day after. I can't remember. Man, SHX, you guys love to rub that in my face, don't you? Where is it at now? Oh, it's a $40 million market cap. That means it's a dumperino. Needs like a toilet flushing sign. Not that I'm happy about that, by the way, gentlemen. I'm not. Actually, it's holding up all right. Let's just call a spade a spade. I'm sorry. I take it back. Max XRP can do his $3.33 this month. Circle Fib says. Okay. Okay. 333. Fine. Cool. Homes that I landed. Oh, shut up, Stu. What about XVM? XVM, have we talked about XVM before? I feel like we have, but maybe not for a while. XVM. Maybe we haven't actually. XYO, XDC, XCN. Yeah, maybe not XVN. What is it? I don't know what XVM is. Should I know what it is? XVM. Oh, yeah. Hold on. I do know what XVM is. Vault. Yeah, I mean, look. It's down another 30%. It's at a $2.95 million market cap. I think, and I did actually do some promotional content on this, by the way. If you are still holding this, then I would urge you to understand how the meme coin market works or how the new token launch work. You've got to be in a position where when you get the initial pump, you have to take some of your profit out because people are going to wreck it. Do I think this can come back? I mean, look, it's doing okay volume. I'd argue the volume probably feels a little bit manipulated. I liked what they were about, by the way. I did like the project. It had some good moves. I almost give you a second chance here. If you're still holding this, it's nearly back to launch price. It's difficult for that to come back, in my opinion, right? My humble opinion, not financial advice, just my opinion, by the way. If we're on DeFi, are we checking in on any of these BNB DeFi ones like that, Peru, or whatever you said at the beginning?
I mean, I am checking in on them. I mean, the BNB chain's the one to watch right now, isn't it? BNB's like wild. Thing is, though, you can obsess about it a little bit too much. So there'll be loads of pumping coins here on BNB, loads of them going crazy, loads of multi-million-dollar coins. You know, this Palu one, I mean, it's up to $89 million market cap now. Like, it's crazy. This thing was like, saw this at 6 million. Didn't buy it, by the way, just FYI. But yeah, I mean, look, then I think it'll rotate into Solana. I mean, Heiko, I saw this at like, I think this was like 50K when I got this notification. Right place, right time. Equally, by the way, understand in this market, you can lose everything. You can lose everything. Pump, I'm all in on. Charles, pump. Interesting. 6% looks very healthy, that chart, by the way, in my opinion. I've talked about this before. Gavin says, panic, sell everything. Oh, Gavin. I actually think this chart looks pretty optimistic as well. I talked about pump before. You know, that's a nice looking chart. Perfect bounce as well. EMAs look very, very strong. Volume looks pretty good as well. And it's still a bullish sentiment. So, yeah, don't understand. Like, once Solana takes off again and people will be absolutely naive to believe that Solana is not going to have another run. Like, you've got to understand the Solana meme coin ecosystem is going to go fucking nuts again. People are going to miss it. That's stuff that's shit, is. That's my opinion. But, you know, keep your eyes peeled. That's my opinion. I remember one's called Wolf Inu and Hulk Inu a few years ago, man. Yeah, all them. I mean, Fartcoin right now, by the way, is making some moves. I think I saw this was at like 75 cents or something. I mean, I did trade this last time, but I got out of it. 84. I mean, 84 cents. Oh, that's not the right one. Oh my God. Come on, bro. Fartcoin. Where is it? Why is it saying Fartcoin on Sui? What? What is going on? What? This doesn't make any sense. Anyway, Fartcoin I saw was doing pretty well. That's obviously on Coinbase, isn't it, as well? So, useless coin, yeah. I mean, I saw that one was doing all right as well. The useless coin. It's not this one though, is it? This one. $345 million market cap. Obviously, these sort of top end ones are going to be more difficult, but I mean, that looks a pretty bullish chart in fairness. I think it was applied for, Tomato Pete. Yeah, I think it was applied for. I don't know if they actually got it, but yeah. People did some moves yesterday until the market dumped today. Yeah, people got wrecked yesterday, and people will have sold out because they're a chopper. Gator, what's going on? Why is everything in red? Market manipulation, bro. That's why I'm wearing my red t-shirt tonight. I'm wearing my red market manipulators t-shirt. Hey, popcorn. Yeah, we were talking about it earlier on, actually. The fact of the matter is that this is just a standard market move. It's a standard bull market cycle thing. And yeah, people just get wrecked. Liquidations of longs. People will have been way over leveraged. As always, people just kind of just get it wrong. Way over leverage themselves and then get absolutely smoked on the back end of it. 443, which is a kind of slightly better, actually. I mean, you know, the last time we sort of saw a move like this, we ended up with like you know, an absolute kind of shit show. But yeah, anyway, worthwhile keep an eye on it. So BTC holding up right now. Craig says #regrabbit.com. Yeah. Quick update on regrabbit.com. Definitely gonna check it out, by the way. But we, the dev team, not me, secured the marketing of a particular audit company that's going to be supporting the launch. So that's going to be pretty exciting, isn't it? If you're not already part of following that, then go and check it out. Also, by the way, we talked about this yesterday. You can actually grab yourself a little bit of a bargain. If you're interested, go and check out rectrabbit.com. Follow the social medias. There is currently a giveaway running on there as well. So again, you can go over there, tag a few friends, tag your favorite influencer, potentially grab yourself $50. So if you're interested in checking that out, go and check out rectrabbit.com and have a look at what is going on. Don't miss it. It's going to be epic. And remember, what's cooler is your Bugatti. Just saying. So go and check it out. I feel there is so much room for profit in BTC, XRP, ETH. Maybe there's three. Yeah, well, in Dogecoin, yeah. I mean, don't forget, we got some crazy ETFs to come. I think Dogecoin will do all right. I think the meme coin market's got another run. Yeah, definitely. That's what I'm saying about this BNB phase. Let's call it. may end up actually being a really good news story for the rest of the broader market when it comes to memes and sort of, let's call them non-utility based coins. Let's call it that. Because once things start running and people start making some pretty big gains on this, then people start to look for what's the next one. And all that'll happen is people just naturally sort of go back to Solana. And I think that's where you'll sort of start to potentially get some more potential moves in there. I'm not wearing FTX Advisor t-shirt tonight, mate. I think I got rid of it. And I am going to, for the first time, thanks, Firm. It's too big for me now. It's massive. It is absolutely massive. So I can't wear it. It's too big. So, yeah, unfortunately, the Caroline Advisor t-shirt is no longer, unfortunately. 14,000 likes today. Let's get it. I mean, we've definitely had a few people in there tonight, though. It's been super bullish. Nearly 2,000 people have watched the TikTok live. Bullish. Good news. Good news. Crackerjack Audit Company's market coins. First I've ever heard of that. Is it even effective? I mean, I don't define effective. I think that's probably the best way that you. Is it effective that it's going to pump a coin to $500 million? Who the hell knows? Who knows what the recipe is for pumping a coin to $500 million? What I think is good, though, is you've got an audit company that's going to advertise a project that they've audited to tell you that it's good. I think that's a pretty good thing. When it comes to a meme coin, what do you want to know? You want to trust the contract you're buying into, and you want to trust the coin's not going to have some backdoor bullshit that's going to rug everyone for the liquidity. I think that's a pretty good thing, in my opinion. But like I said in the Telegram, I'd just be ready for what's coming. That's all I would say. Again, do we have a foolproof, bulletproof, it's going to go to $100 million plan? No, because if we did, I've already launched it and I would never do YouTube again. What I would say, though, is it's very different and it's coming very different and it's going to feel very different. And you're either going to be involved and you're going to get involved and you're going to be part of the journey or you're not. My opinion, if you're not, you'll miss out. That's just my thoughts. Can I guarantee a 50x on it? No, of course I can't. What's going on, Jay? Good to see you, man. You mopping the floor with that shirt, mate? The Caroline Advisor shirt. No, mate, I framed it. I'm going to put it up here somewhere. Hold on a minute. Maybe my bearings. It's going to go up here. Caroline was here. I think it'll probably feel pretty good in that. I think it'll feel pretty good up there. Can you imagine if we are up for a 2027 bull run? No, people will be frustrated, but imagine the buying opportunities for another 12 months. If we go to a 2027 bull run, I mean, Jesus. Can you imagine GC in the building? What's going on, bro? I mean, calamari, kind of, but it's all a bit complicated. It's all a bit complicated. Be in the Telegram, that's all I would say. I mean, you're in the Alpha group, so don't worry about it. You are a channel member and a subscriber here on so you get access to things. You don't get insider access, but you'll get access early. FTX Advisor t-shirt, gone to charity. Yeah, they didn't want it. Who's Caroline? What the hell is this? Anyway. Why don't everybody hit the like button on YouTube? Well, that's a good question, Jesse. One I've been asking for the last 3.5 years. GC, what's going on? Thanks, mate. The question is, I see Doge trading similar to BTC, but what price do you think BTC should go for Doge to $1? You can't really do the comparison, really. I mean, what's Dogecoin at right now? Like 28 cents or something? 25 cents. I mean, it's almost impossible to kind of say, really. But, I mean, you'd argue if Bitcoin's at 200K, Dogecoin's probably going to be, what, 60 cents maybe? 60 cents maybe. We more with it. Yeah, 100%. TikTok crew's like bringing it fresh. I love it. Give us some insider info. Got to me. Exactly, yeah. Exactly. Yeah, Wrecked Rabbit. Just make sure you follow the social media channels. Make sure you're in the Telegram. Again, there's what is that? Why is that got that there? Oh, schedule your live to switch to members only. Holy shit, I can go to members only on YouTube. That's pretty exciting, isn't it? No. It's not live yet. It's not live. You guys will know when it's live. Trust me, I will let you guys know. But yeah, check out wreckrabbit.com. Just follow the social media. You would be a fool not to. But BTC 200K seems far away, while Doge 75 cents is just the previous all-time high. Yeah, but think about how many people are going to be buying, that would be buying Bitcoin versus buying Dogecoin. That's the difference. You got to understand. You could argue and say, well, yeah, I mean, whiffs nearer to $1 than Dogecoin doesn't mean them, like, doesn't really mean anything, to be fair. So, well, Tim, maybe that's coming at launch. I mean, can you imagine? Can you imagine? Just change everything, launch on the BNB chain. Hey, we're absolutely like supporting Liverpool, won't it, when they're winning the cups? But yeah, go members only. Can you imagine? That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it?
Anyway, everything will catch up. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree. And again, depending on where you think the market cycle is, that is all the question. So many people want like, oh, I want Bitcoin at 200K yesterday. I want the market to pump to oblivion, blah, 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 blah. Like, it's one of those making sure that we are, you know, I've always said this, haven't I? You don't want to pump too fast and it all ends up finishing too early. Like, that's just not what you need. But yeah, anyway. Whoa. Total spot Bitcoin ETF volume surpassed $7.5 billion today. Holy shit. Markets dump, institutions pump. That seems how it is. Just saying. Just saying. It's freaking wild, bro. Gotta love it, though. Gotta love it. It's a game we play, isn't it? It's a game we play. Good. All right. Well, I don't really have a lot to... can we review the rec chart tomorrow? I mean, technically, we can do it now if you want, Mark. No, but I'm being really facetious, though. I'm being super facetious. So I apologize. I apologize. I'm being super facetious. All right. Don't hold it against me. Don't hold it against me. Oh, man. Holy crap, look at this. See, this is what happens with BNB. Look at this BNB chain coin. We talked about this at 7 million. It's at 12 million now. Someone just tweeted about it. It's going crazy. It's doing $24 million in volume. Like, what the hell? Man, the BNB chain is insane right now. Like, in freaking sane. If CZ's tweeted out about this, I give up. I actually give up if this has happened. Imagine CZ's tweeted about it. Let's have a look. Where is he? CZ? CZ? 2 hours ago, BSC stands for. Yeah, 2 hours ago. Yeah, so he's not putting anything else up. But yeah, look at that. Just like, boom. 13 million. People just absolutely going. Something must happen with this. And it's wild. It's freaking wild, bro. What's your honest opinion on ADA? Look, I said this before. I think Cardano can do well, by the way. I think it can do very, very well. I think the stablecoin market is the crux, though. $14 million market cap. Do I day trade? Not really. Not really. Not really. Thing is, you got to watch out on these ones because this'll dump quick. This'll dump as quick as it's pumping. By the way, I'll tell you that now. This'll just go. ADA for the win. Charles looking good in the hour most. Hopping up. Yeah, I mean, yeah, BTC holding 122, so, you know, that's okay. That is okay, but yeah, this is up 11,000% right now. Gotta be careful, though. These are the ones that people FOMO in. They're like, oh my God, I need to get into this quick. Someone just dumped 10 Gs into this. Holy crap. The TG doesn't work for me. What do you mean? You can't be doing it right. You can't be doing it right. You what about if you go to the rectrabbit.com website? I think you're talking nonsense. Why is the market all red? Profit taken a little bit and market manipulation. If I'm honest. Works absolutely fine for me. Yeah, it's totally fine. It's just you, Obi Joe. It is literally you. Literally you, bro. Don't forget, you got to click the link on the one that brings it up from Safeguard or whatever it is. By the way, if anyone is good at memes, you can send me these and you can get your memes added into the meme gallery if you want, by the way. So if you're good at making memes, again, this goes for you guys on TikTok, by the way. If you're good at making memes, then you can grab the Wrecked Rabbit character. You just come and grab him from here, make some memes, and your meme might get in there. Who knows? At launch, that might even be a way of getting some tokens. I don't know. Maybe that's how it works out. Who the hell knows? If you're good at memes, you might want to put it in there. Just saying. Just saying. Didn't BlackRock sell today too? No, they bought 7,500 Bitcoin. 7,500 Bitcoin. So yeah, not quite. Not quite. It's not looking too good for XRP. Your thoughts? Why? Why do you think it's not looking good for XRP? Then I'll give you my thoughts.
Yeah, I think it was like 7,700. You got Binance dumped loads of BTC and liquidated loads of positions. And actually, when you look at the charts, we pushed back up again. So yeah. Crackerjack, it's not for this live stream to talk about, but yeah. How you think it will get out, I think, is the fairest statement to make. What would you buy in this tiny pullback? Well, I said this the other day. Altcoins. I mean, look at some of the altcoins. They're like 7%, 8%, 5%. Like some of them are a steal right now. World Limit Financial 7% down. Chainlink's 5.5%. I mean, Chainlink at $22 feels like an okay. Ondo 91 cents. Like, you know, I mean, all of them probably feel like a pretty good opportunity to get in. Anything that's sort of significantly down from where it was. I mean, even Bonk at 7.5% feels good. I mean, look at Pump. Pump's up 7% right now. That's looking pretty crazy in fairness. But yeah. I'll send you the link, Obi, but it won't let me. Doesn't work for me, Tim. Obi, it must work. I just literally did it. What do you mean it doesn't work? Who else? Can someone try and get into the Wreck Rabbit Telegram? There's no way it doesn't work. There's just no way it doesn't work. I know it works. Surely. Yeah, exactly, Calamari. Yeah, yeah, exactly that. Yeah, someone just double check it. I do want to see, but someone joined earlier. Someone literally got in there earlier, so I'm pretty sure it does work. I'm pretty sure it works. Whoa. I just tried it. Works. Obi's phone. Yeah, I think it's literally just you, Obi. I've got to be honest, mate. I think it is just you. Jason, what's the best platform to buy coins on, bro? I mean, it depends what you want. If if you want to try and get like super early coins, man, this is at 16 million now. Look at this. Look at this fucking thing. If you want to try and get coins early, you need to be in the DeFi world. So Uniswap, PancakeSwap, etc., etc., etc. If you want to just buy coins, then you want to be in exchanges, really, don't you? So, yeah, that's where I get to. Yeah, man, this thing's going crazy right now. Who would have thought this? 24 million. I mean, someone has to have tweeted something about this. I mean, just going absolutely ham, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, you have to verify that you are human, then click the link to join the group. There you go. Oh, yeah, there we go. Craig said, yeah, so it definitely does work. It's just you, Obi Joe. Doesn't let me buy on the website too, but yeah, it's not live yet, Calamari. It's not live. It's not live. It's not live. It's gonna launch in like the next couple of weeks. So it's not live yet. So don't need to panic. Again, that's why it's not getting super pushed right now. But yeah. It's gonna launch probably in the next 2 or 3 weeks. Do you even crypto, bro? Exactly. Johnny B, what's going on, pal? What is going on? Right, man, it's like 10 past 10. What the hell's going on here? I need to get out of here. And yeah, we got stuff to do as always. So anyway, as always, thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. We appreciate it. What a live stream. What a fun live stream tonight. Super bullish on this kind of new feel and new layout. If you are enjoying it, by the way, don't forget to join the Discord. Let me know in the Discord what tokens you would like to see and what coins you want me to cover. I would appreciate that, and we'll definitely be taking a look at those. As always, though, don't forget, jump in the Discord, link in the bio and in the description if you are interested. I highly recommend getting involved. We'll be back tomorrow night, as always, so 9 p.m. UK time, 4 p.m. Eastern. Don't miss it. It's always epic. Thank you so much, everybody. Tune in, hit the like button, and subscribe to the channel. As always, if you're watching this on a replay, do remember to turn your notification bell to all. That way you're not going to miss another live stream. Right, until tomorrow, though, have a good day, guys. Catch you all on the flip side.